Hi everybody and welcome to David's Garage. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of some boots that I just got from Nick's Handmade boots. These are their Robert boot in Predator orange leather. Looks like they're actually starting to wrap their boots in plastic bags when they're shipping them, so that's nice. Alright, so you can see they come with a sticker. Pack them with a little bottle of Nick's oil or Nick's boot oil, which is just Obanoff's. They give you a pair of kilties, and they give you one pair of leather laces. So yeah, so here they are. Again, these are the Robert boot by Nick's Boots. This is in Horween's Predator orange leather. So I picked these up. They had a sale on their quick ship heritage boots, and I honestly I've always wanted to check out the Robert boot because I really like the way it looks. I like the build, and then also I do like the Predator leather from Horween, and so I do like this Predator orange leather. So when I saw it on sale, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna check it out. If you guys aren't familiar with Nick's Boots, they are located up in Spokane, Washington. They are a Pacific Northwest boot maker. So Pacific Northwest boots, they're some of the most durable, rugged, heavy-duty boots in the world. Some of the other, P&W boot makers, they are White's Boots, Frank's Boots, JK Boots, and Wesco Boots. Those are the main P&W boot makers. A lot of the companies are sort of related in how they were created, but they, Nick's Boots, they've been around for a while, I believe since 1964, and I've always been a big fan of Nick's Boots. So now let's talk about this leather. So this leather is actually from the Horween Tannery in Chicago, the world-renowned Horween Tannery. This is their Predator orange leather, and I actually did try out their Predator whiskey leather on my first pair of Nick's because that was a leather that was on sale, and so I tried it out. I really liked it. I just ended up getting rid of that boot just because I wasn't in love with the build or the H&W last. But I do like the Predator leather from Horween. It's a really rugged, durable leather. It's got more of a matte, almost like a nubuck finish. I think the more it ages and the more beat up it is, I think the better the leather looks. So on Tannery Row's website, they have a page on Predator leather from Horween, and they say that Predator is a combination tan leather, which means it's chrome tan and then vegetable retanned, that blends the durability of chrome tanned base with a heavy vegetable retannage. We then incorporate a rich blend of waxes to create a tonal appearance on this Horween leather, which will burnish over time and create a rich patina. They say it has a subtle pull-up effect, and I believe Nick's Boots, they use the 5 to 6 ounce weight leather. So you can see the thickness on this leather is just about 2.63 millimeters thick. So yeah, that is a good amount of thickness. This leather is not a lightweight leather. Even though Nick's Boots does technically have this leather categorized under their heritage leathers, not under their work leathers, pretty much all of the leathers that Nick's uses are pretty thick, heavy, durable leather. So even though it's categorized as a heritage leather, I mean, this, in my opinion, this leather can really take a beating. The temper, I would say, is probably on the stiffer side. I do remember having a little bit of a break-in on the uppers leathers for my Predator whiskey leather boots. So obviously this is the exact same leather, it's just a different color. But yeah, it's the temper on this, it's definitely on the stiffer side. It's not super crazy hard and stiff, but when I'm feeling it, it does have a lot of body. I can just feel the stiffness. When I'm rubbing it, it does feel, yeah, it does feel pretty waxy. I mean, just look at all that character. It just looks, just look at that. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Wow. I think this is a beautiful leather. I mean, being 2.6 millimeters thick, I mean, I would say this is one of the most heavy duty leathers I probably have. All right, so now let's talk about the last. So this boot is built on the 55 last. So 55 last is a pretty well-known last in the P&W boot world. I really like it. My foot really likes it. It's got really good arch support. Like if you ever felt like you're like standing on a ladder rung, that's sort of like how it feels when you first, well, at least for me, that's how it first felt for me when I put on my first pair of 55 last boots. And then it was just so nice breaking that arch into the shape of my foot. Obviously it takes a long time, probably takes about like 2, 3, 4 months to fully break in all the leather underfoot and the leather arch support, like getting that footbed to mold to your foot shape. That's probably my favorite thing about the Pacific Northwest boot makers is their arch support, and specifically the 55 last, because White's, they use the 55 last, Nick's uses the 55 last, Frank's boots, I think, also uses the 55 last, and then Drew's boots, which is, their logger boots are made in Mexico, but also uses the 55 last, but Drew's boots use a modified 55 last. They made it much wider. So I believe though that Nick's, Frank's, and White's all use the exact same 55 last. I take the exact same size in my Nick's 55 last boots as I do in my White's 55 last boots. What I really like about this last is not only the arch support, that's probably its defining feature, but it's got kind of like a sleeker looking toe box. You can see how it's got kind of like a sharp taper here. Now, if you have a squarish foot, like if your toes are more squarish, this toe box is probably not the right toe box for you. And then it does have sort of like a slimmer waist and heel to lock your foot in there nicely. So that's what the 55 last is. Really, its defining feature is the really good arch support, as well as this sort of sleeker toe box. It kind of makes it, you know, the 55 last, to me, it's a pretty versatile last. You could probably wear it for work and for, you know, going out. Okay, so now let's talk about this construction. So Nick's boots, they are double row stitch down construction. So what that means is, if you see right here, this uppers leather is actually being stitched to this midsole and the outsole. So right here you can see that's the start. You can see that's the start of the uppers leathers being stitched down literally to the midsole and the outsole. See how it stops right there? Yeah, and you can see the stitching goes all the way to the bottom of the outsole. Basically, you can see like the front half of the boot is stitched down, and then this back half is nailed down. Everything on the inside of the boot and down is all leather except for this outsole. This outsole is obviously made of a rubber compound, but everything else underfoot is leather. The shank is leather, the insole is leather. All of that leather is going to take months to break in. So I ordered the Roberts boot in Horween Predator Orange leather, and the build that I got was just the standard build that was offered by Nick's Boots. I couldn't make any customizations on this other than, I believe, just choosing the leather. So everything was their standard makeup for this boot. But obviously I'm really happy with this boot, otherwise I wouldn't have got it. But let's see, the outsole, you can see it's a Vibram V-Bar outsole. This outsole, this rubber compound, does feel pretty similar to the 430 mini lug from Vibram, but I believe it's just a little bit softer. You can see obviously the treads are not nearly as deep as on the Vibram 430 mini lug. So you're not gonna get, you know, the best traction walking on like dirt, rocks, wet ground. But the benefit with having a sole like this is that these treads being so shallow, they don't pick up a lot of dirt and rocks. So you don't track a lot of dirt and rocks inside your house. You can easily wipe your boot off, you know, and everything will come off on the mat. Whereas if you're wearing thick, chunky lugs, you're gonna be collecting rocks, you're gonna be collecting mud, and that stuff is pretty annoying to get out, especially if you're walking in and out of the house. You can see they have a full veg tan leather heel stack, a full veg tan leather midsole. They also use a full veg tan shank. So this shank, you can see there's sort of like this. You can see there's like this bump right here in the center of the boot. So what Nick's Boots does is they build up that shank with multiple layers of leather, which gives it that structure, which supports your arch. And you can see they use lots and lots of veg tan leather that it bulges right here to support your arch. So as you wear the boot, that's why it takes months to break it in. As you're wearing that boot, you're gonna be conforming all that veg tan leather into your foot shape. And it takes, like I said, 3-4 months sometimes. You can see that this boot is fully gusseted. I love that about Nick's Boots, that they do a fully gusseted tongue, because I love not having to worry about dirt and like snow and water getting in there. You can see this hardware that they use is pretty heavy duty. They have 4 eyelets, they have 3 speed hooks, and then a 5th pair of eyelets right there at the very top if you wanted to do a logger knot and tie off your laces up top on this eyelet, you can do that. But you can see they use really good hardware. It's not like those bent metal speed hooks that's like one solid piece of metal that's milled into the shape. So these are very sturdy speed hooks. Okay, so for the heel counter, Nick's Boots, they use a leather heel counter. This feels very stiff. Actually, looking at their website, it says that their standard build has a soft toe for their standard build for the Robert boot. So that's actually really nice. I like that this is a soft toe. So that means that most likely over time, this toe shape will slowly collapse, and I like that look. Some people don't, you know, they want to keep their toes shaped. I don't have any preference for structured or unstructured toes unless I'm like going for a specific look for that boot. Then I'll decide, but otherwise I don't mind if a boot is or is not. Another thing is that you can see that it has a pull tab. I like the pull tab because getting Nick's Boots on, or at least my boots for Nick's Boots, it's always I gotta like push a little bit harder through this shaft, and then my foot falls into the boot nicely. I hear a nice thunk. So I like having this pull tab on my Nick's Boots just because it makes it easier getting them on. Oh, another thing is you can see this is a roll top. So you can see that they roll the leather there at the very top. I like the standard just cut top or the standard top just because I've never found the leather to dig into my ankle. In my opinion, I think that roll tops actually make the top of this boot right here a little bit chunkier and a little bit stiffer, so that way, in my opinion, it makes it a little bit more uncomfortable if you're like sitting or if you're driving. You know, this is stiffer leather that your leg or your ankle has to press against. So I don't really care for roll tops. At least that's been my experience in the past. Of course, this boot has a full veg tan insole and it has a half sock liner. You can see it right there. And this boot is only lined in the shaft with leather. There's no lining on the quarters, and that's standard on Nick's Boots, so that's why I really like that. If we measure from the very top of this midsole to the very bottom of this boot is about 1 3/4 inches tall. And then if we measure from the very bottom of this outsole to the very bottom of the heel, that is, let's see, just under 1.5 inches. And then if we measure from the very top of the boot to the very bottom of the boot, this boot looks like it is 7 inches and 7/8. So that's how tall it is. Now, if we measure from the very top of the boot to just the top of this midsole, this boot looks like it is 5 inches and 7/8. And then if we measure from the inside of the boot, this boot looks like it's exactly 5.5 inches tall. Oh, and then let's measure this midsole. Okay, so it looks like this midsole is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 millimeters thick. So now let's go over my initial impressions on the build quality and the finishing. Yeah, when it comes to build quality, in my opinion, Nix boots, the P&W boot makers, it's really hard to find a rival for their overall durability and build quality. Now for the finishing, these are not going to be, you know, super nicely finished. Are these going to be finished as nicely as Viberg's? No. But I've never had any issues with the finishing on my Nix boots. I've never had any glaring, obvious issues like, you know, eyelets falling apart, or eyelets totally being crooked and missing, or a boot being lasted unevenly. I've never had any bad experiences with my Nix boots, but from what I've seen online, you know, obviously if you look at any company, you'll find bad experiences with customers. But from what I've seen online, Nix boots, I think they do a pretty good job with their customer service. At least that's just from what I've seen. That's my point of view. So build quality, these are tanks. These are some of the toughest boots you can get in the world. This build right here, even though for me it's going to be more of a casual heritage boot, I'm still going to be able to wear these for work. In fact, I may wear these for work, but these are mainly going to be like casual heritage boots for me. And so these things, even though that's the category that Nix puts these boots in, that I put these boots in, they're still built to the same standards as the other work boots that Nix boots. So they're still built rock solid with all leather. And like I said, they're tanks, they're rock solid. These boots are gonna outlast me. They're gonna last me a lifetime. All right, so now let's try these bad boys on. Alrighty, so here they are. So I knew these would fit because I have multiple boots and I've had multiple boots on the 55 last from Nix and from Whites. And so I always get a 10D. I am a 10.5D on the Brannock device. I get a 10D in my Iron Rangers and my Truman boots. I get a 10D in my Grand Stone boots. But yeah, this is what they look like. They fit perfectly because like I said, this is what I always get on the 55 last. It's what I usually get from Nix. I prefer the 55 last. You know, I haven't tried the 67 last yet from Nix, but I really like the toe box on that one. I really want to try that one eventually. Yeah, so the 55 last, I can definitely feel my heel is being cupped. I can feel my waist is being hugged. I can feel that the ball of my foot is being hugged. My instep is definitely being hugged. This uppers leather is extremely stiff, so it's probably going to take a couple weeks, if not longer, to break in this uppers leather. But the footbed, all that veg tan leather, these footbeds are super stiff. There's a lot of leather underfoot, so that is going to take months, multiple months to break in that footbed. And the arch support is great. If you haven't tried the 55 last before, just know the arch support on the 55 last is high. It feels like you're standing on a roll of quarters in the beginning, and you're going to break in that arch into your foot shape. You're going to break in all that veg tan leather underfoot into your foot shape, but it's not easy. It doesn't happen overnight. Like I said, it takes months to break in all this veg tan leather underfoot. Overall comfort, at the beginning, any P&W boot, they're going to be super stiff, but I like the way these feel. I like the arch support, and I know that after months and months and months of wearing these boots, they're only going to get more comfortable. So do I have any concerns? Absolutely not. I have no concerns. I know that this leather is awesome. Like I said, it's a combination tan leather. This is Predator Orange from Horween Tannery in Chicago. This outsole, it's a good outsole. I've never had this particular Vibram outsole, but I heard lots of good things about it. I think the finishing on these boots is actually pretty darn good. I didn't see really anything out of place. That's pretty much everything. Yeah, no, these boots, they feel rock solid. They feel like tanks. If you guys have Nix boots, if you guys have the Robert boot, or if you guys have Predator Orange, you know, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Otherwise, that's everything I have for you guys today. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next video.